What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Sinister Bunny Studios, your go-to channel for heavy metal content. And today I've got just kind of a discussion that I would like to have with you fine folks out there in Sinister Bunny Studios land. And it's mainly because I'm in this kind of a rut when it comes to creativity for videos and stuff. Like, I have things that I'm working on right now and that are in the works that are going to be released and stuff, and that's all well and good. But what I mean is more just motivation to do things. I don't know. For a while I was really like uninspired and just didn't have motivation to really get things out. And I would constantly come up with ideas for things and more ideas for cover songs and trying to write original stuff. And it just came to a point where I was like not so happy with everything. And so I just would scrap it. Like, I'd start a song and, there's always that when you're writing original music anyway, but it just seemed like everything I came up with was just pure trash and I would just scrap it. So it's just been a really uninspirational and demotivating time. And with the weather changing currently, at least in Michigan, it's starting to shift into like springtime, early summertime. So that whole winter drag is finally out of the way. Knock on wood. I don't want it to come back. You never know in Michigan. We can get all 7 seasons of Michigan in a week. And if you're from Michigan, you know what I mean. If you're not, then you have no fucking clue what I mean. But, it is what it is. Regardless, it's just the weather's changing. It's getting nicer out and the sun is out more. And there's a lot of things that are going to be shifting in my life and for the channel and whatnot. And I was in a bit of a rut. And now I'm on the path of getting out of the rut. I'm not out of it yet. I can feel the upward momentum of getting out of the rut. So I'm getting more inspired to work on things, more motivated to work on things. The creativity juices are starting to flow a little bit more. It's just things seem like they're going to be going a little more uphill. And I have gotten to the point where I have so many different projects that I have started for the channel and things that are not for the channel. And I've been working on all of them at one time as opposed to focusing on one at a time and getting them out. But my whole plan is basically with all of these projects to have them all done and loaded up to release them over a length of time. Let's say over like a month. That way I have a whole month of like leeway time to work on other projects while those are being released. Because if you have never heard me talk about it before, a lot of when I was making videos more consistently was like day by day, taking stuff like boom, 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 working on something. Like if it was a cover that I was working on, I started on a Friday or something, finish it up by the next Friday morning and then upload it. Like, it's just always working down to the wire, and I want to be able to get kind of ahead. And that's not always easy to do when you're not inspired to make things, because in order to get ahead, you have to have quantity, but it's hard to have quantity when you don't have quality, if that makes any sense. Like, I want to get ahead with videos, have a good string of videos that are scheduled to release at different times that gives me a gap of time to work on other stuff to keep that momentum going. And that's kind of hard to do, like I said, when you're not inspired to make anything. And, I've got a couple covers that I'm working on that will definitely get released in that way. But I've been just thinking a lot about what kind of stuff I want to do on this channel, because I've gone so far this way and this way with different things and trying different things and experimenting with video styles. It's just hard to really think of an exact thing that I really want to do, because the whole channel started out as wanting to do metal covers, which I still love doing, and it's really fun to do. But then it branched off into doing reviews, and it branched off into doing some kind of skit type of work, and then it broke off into doing like comedy skit stuff, and every weird miscellaneous video every now and again would pop up, and I just think I just want to make what I want to make, if that makes sense. There's such a strong sense of you need to be as niche as possible. You need to be a one topic, one style video channel to be successful. And if you try to look up like how to be successful on YouTube and stuff like that, that's what a lot of these social media gurus and stuff will tell you. Like, be as niche as possible and you'll be successful that way. And there's some truth to that, but that could be very like uninspirational. And I've seen some videos a lot lately of YouTubers that I watch that are way bigger than I am, that they get burnt out by doing the same thing and they want to branch off and do other things. And that's kind of how I always have been, but I just tried to follow that. Be specific, be niche, do one main thing to be successful. The problem with that is I want to do metal covers. I want to do reviews of like metal related gear and stuff, not the microphone reviews like I used to do in the past. That was more of like, oh cool, I'm getting sent free products, let's do it kind of thing. And now it's lost its luster for that. I do original music with stuff like the Neuro DSP plugins, and I want to do some like bigger project ideas that I have that I'm not going to talk about yet. And like, even with that, like I would want to do a podcast. Like I want to have a podcast, and you know, there's just a lot of things that I want to do and that I have ideas for. Like with the podcast thing, I did the Sinister Cast thing, which, whatever, if you can call it a podcast, that's dead. I've talked about that in a video before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, search my videos or I can put a card up. I talked about that a while ago, why I killed Sinister Cast. But like, I legitimately have a cool idea for a podcast, and I just got to start and do it. It's not one of those things where I'm another person that's like, oh, I got to start a podcast. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I just know I need to start a podcast. No, it's like I have a cool idea that if I can get it executed well, I think it would do pretty awesomely, and it would be fun to do. But it's one of those things that I just wish I could do all of these things and not drive myself insane. It's a balance thing, and it's hard. You know, if you're someone who's trying to make something of themselves in this world online, you kind of know what I'm talking about. And it just seems like there's a lot. It's like all these rules that you got to follow to do YouTube and make sure you're successful on YouTube. There's all these rules that you have to make sure you follow to get popular on Instagram and get followers that way. And the same thing for Facebook, and the same thing for Twitter and Reddit and Tumblr and whatever else, what other social media out there is. And it can be stressful, man. And I'm not saying like, you know, it's the worst thing in the world, but I just feel like I shouldn't have to stress over doing something that's creative and something that fuels my passion, you know? And there's always going to be that within myself, like this sense of I need to push myself, I need to meet a certain criteria, I need to meet a certain standard for myself to be able to be happy with what I'm doing. And that's always going to be there. But I feel like there's a lot more pressure to be doing trendy things and stuff like that. And I don't like, I just don't know why. I know why people do the trendy stuff. It's to gain popularity and be part of the trend, but I just don't feel like I need to be a part of that. Now, if there's like a new song that comes out that I think is really cool and I want to cover it, then I'll do that if you call that trendy. But like all this TikTok stuff and all that, I don't do that. I don't partake in the TikTok. I never have. The most that happens is my girlfriend will send me TikToks, and I will watch them. Like it'll open up on my phone's browser because I don't even have the TikTok app, and that's about it. And, you know, I even tell her, I'm like, God, could you send me another TikTok? Like, it's just, there's funny stuff on there, sure, but I just feel like it's so trendy. I don't want to be part of the system, man. And I don't know. I mean, this whole video right now is just so off the rails. It's a complete stream of consciousness. It's a whole, like, long, random train of thought. But I have such a creative itch to make things, and I get so inside my own head that I stop myself from doing that. And I really need to find a way to break through that and just do whatever the hell I want to do, if that makes sense. If I want to do a cover, do a goddamn cover. If I want to make an original piece of music and put it out, fucking do that. If I want to compile a bunch of stuff together and put on an album, wink, wink, let's do that. If I want to make some kind of bigger project, like short film thing having to do with an idea I had, fucking do that. Now, do I do it through the proper channels? Like, do I make something that's not related to Sinister Bunny Studios and have a separate YouTube channel for that? Maybe. I don't know. When we come to that bridge, we will cross it at that time. That was a really weird way to say we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But you get what I mean. I don't know where I'm going with this video, but I feel like I needed to get all of this out and off my chest. And on top of that, man, like I can't even describe how much I want to get some upgrades to the studio stuff. Like in the next couple months, you're going to see some changes around here, and I'll talk about those more when we get closer to that time. But like in the meantime, like my camera, I like 1080p is great. Sony cameras are pretty good. And the biggest problem I have with my Sony camera is the overheating and some of the random just like shut-offs and stuff like that. That can be problematic. I mean, it is what it is, I guess, but I want 4K. Like, it's not needed, but I want 4K. Like, I want to be able to produce 4K content, especially for the music videos and stuff. Like, have them be this crisp quality just to appease myself. It's not necessarily to appease other people, because 1080p is just fine. But I want to do 4K, like legit 4K. This GoPro Hero 7 Black, right? This does technically do 4K, but it's like small sensor GoPro 4K. It's not the same as like a legit Sony camera like the A6400 that does 4K 30. It's just not the same. I want a legit 4K camera. And I was thinking like, oh, I should sell this one to help me cut down the cost of getting a 4K one. But I would want two, because I could have this as a B camera. I mean, it's such a hard thing to do because it is expensive. And at this point, it's not like it is a feasible investment in the long run, but as of now, it's not a huge, great investment because I'm just spending money for something that's not paying off for a while, because I'm not like making huge money from anything. I make money from my music, from you guys streaming it and buying it and stuff like that. And that's like about it. But yeah, I mean, again, this video is such a like crazy all over the place thing, but I felt like I needed to get all this off my chest. But yeah, yep. A lot of things going on, a lot of things going through my head. So if you start seeing some crazy creative things just all of a sudden going up on the channel, just like things you've never seen before or things that are not normal for me to put up, don't fret. I'm just probably in a creative phase right now because I want to break out and do a bunch of crazy shit. Who knows, right? Who knows? Anyway, if you've got any ideas that you would like to see me do, definitely let me know. I'll take those into consideration as well. Thank you if you have watched through this entire video. I appreciate it. And if you've made it this far, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and follow me on social media, stream my music on Spotify, all that fun stuff. It all goes a very long way to helping me out and helping me fulfill my dream of making music my career, you know? So yeah, again, thank you all for sticking around. Those of you who are subscribed and have notifications turned on, and those that follow me and listen to my music and all that fun stuff. You guys are fucking awesome. Sorry for the rant video, and like I always say, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay metal, my friends.